Emily Dickinson, poets and imaginary parables about them. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul. Young Michelle was eager to succeed in her new job but felt discouraged as she struggled to make progress. One day, her friend Kevin said, "Hope is like a bird, it has feathers, so it keeps flying." Skeptical, Michelle asked, "Really?" Kevin laughed, offering her a chicken nugget covered in ketchup. "This will make your hope fly." They both laughed, and Michelle felt her spirits lift. With renewed energy, she continued her efforts and eventually soared to new heights, guided by her feathers of hope. "I know nothing, but I know I am the same as everyone else." Emma was the youngest in her new workplace, and everyone around her used technical jargon she didn't understand. One day, her colleague Tom placed a mysterious pineapple on her desk, saying, "Emma, everyone starts off knowing nothing." When she asked what the pineapple was for, Tom replied, "Knowledge is like a pineapple, it's prickly outside, but if you dig into it, it's sweet inside." Encouraged, Emma began asking questions and found joy in her work. Soon, she became her own version of a knowledge-seeking pineapple. A friend is someone who tries to understand you, not necessarily someone who does. Living in New York, Chris felt lonely, lacking friends with whom he could truly connect. One day, a woman named Emily told him, "A true friend tries to understand you." When Chris sighed, saying he doubted he'd ever find such a person, Emily handed him a mystery tour ticket. True friends embark on adventures together, like solving mysteries. She smiled. From that day, Chris changed his perspective on friendship, and in time, Emily herself became his best friend. If I can prevent one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. Josh, working in a busy cafe in Seattle, realized he had been snapping at customers. One day, after an uncomfortable exchange, a customer smiled and asked, "Are you okay?" The kindness jolted him, and he decided from then on to approach customers with a smile. Soon, the cafe became an oasis of smiles and returning patrons. Josh realized he wasn't living in vain, he was making a positive impact on others, one smile at a time. Success is sweet, but one must ask what price was paid for it. John was so absorbed in his work that he sacrificed time with his family. One day, his son asked, "Dad, can we play today?" John declined, busy with work, but after his son left, he began to question if his success was truly sweet. That night, he came home early to play catch with his son and felt a profound joy. He learned that success is sweeter when it's shared with loved ones. Love is a great teacher, showing us how to learn, understand, and accept. Rebecca, a college student, volunteered to care for dogs to deepen her understanding of love. At first, she felt overwhelmed by the dog's energy, but gradually, a bond grew. One day, a fellow volunteer remarked, "Love is like these dogs, it rushes in without conditions." Rebecca began to understand love better and, in turn, opened her heart, not just to the dogs, but to those around her as well. Solitude is a quiet gift to let the soul face itself. Sarah, from Miami, was surrounded by friends but felt lost when alone. Deciding to take a solo trip, she found herself at a quiet mountain lake, where the soft sound of the wind let her reconnect with her inner self. When she returned home, she told her friends, solitude is a quiet gift, inspiring them to discover hobbies that allowed self-reflection. Morning will come if you wait through the darkness. Paul, recently unemployed, was feeling lost in the darkness of his situation. One morning at the town library, he came across Dickinson's line, "Morning will come if you wait through the darkness." Encouraged, he decided to wait for the right opportunity without rushing. Eventually, he found a new job and looked back on his struggle as the darkness before the dawn. A small spark can create a great flame. Eric, living in San Francisco, was struggling to come up with ideas for his company's new project. He jotted down a small, seemingly impractical idea on a notepad, but was ready to toss it out. His co-worker Steve, however, said, "Small sparks make great flames." urging him to present it. The project was a huge success, and Derek's small spark ended up illuminating the entire company. We are all travelers in search of infinite possibilities. Freshly graduated, Caroline was unsure of her next steps. During a walk, she noticed a sign on an old inn that read, "An Infinite Journey." As she pondered the words, an elderly man beside her smiled and said, "We are all travelers, searching for what's next." Inspired, Caroline embraced new challenges in work and hobbies, and her life soon filled with possibilities. What is unseen is often the most important. Tom, who worked in IT, was consumed by the latest gadgets and technology. One day, his colleague Lisa remarked, "What you can't see is often what makes life rich." Though he didn't understand, Tom agreed to try meditation with her. In the silence, he connected with himself, learning to cherish inner peace as one of the most important invisible treasures. With hope, even mountains can be moved. After a string of work failures, Stephen was about to give up. Seeing him discouraged, his friend Jason said, "Hope can move mountains." Skeptical, Stephen asked if that was true. So Jason handed him a pair of hiking boots, saying, "Let's climb this mountain." Slowly, Stephen regained his motivation, and in time, he succeeded, realizing he had indeed moved mountains with hope. Success is found in a smile. Margaret, a perfectionist, was losing her smile under pressure, which alienated her colleagues. Then, a new hire named Eddie arrived with pizzas, saying, "Success lies beyond the smile." Margaret hesitantly took a slice and laughed for the first time in a while. From then on, she worked with a smile, transforming the workplace atmosphere and rediscovering the power of a genuine smile. Love lives beyond time. 90-year-old John treasured photos of his late wife, reminiscing about their life together. His granddaughter Lucy asked, "Grandma's still alive, right?" John replied, "As long as there's love, she'll always live within me." Lucy smiled, saying, "Then I'll keep loving you, Grandpa. So we're always together." John felt the timeless power of love fill his heart. Our souls fly in endless skies. Linda, a pilot, was weighed down by worries on the ground. One day, a colleague observed, "Flying frees your soul, doesn't it?" Linda resonated deeply with this and soon felt her spirit soar each time she flew. On the ground, she approached life's challenges with the same openness, realizing her soul could fly endlessly. Death is but a gate, where new beginnings start. As a hospital nurse, John was saddened by patients passing. A colleague comforted him, saying, "Death isn't the end but a beginning." From then on, John approached farewells as new journeys for his patients, filling his care with warmth and giving comfort to both the patients and their families. Anxiety is the spice of life. Jessica was anxious about pursuing a new career. Her friend Chris said, "Anxiety is like a spice, life tastes better with it." Inspired by this metaphor, Jessica took a leap. Her career thrived, and she realized the growth she'd experienced thanks to her anxieties, which had added a spice to her life. We are all fragments of the stars. Edward loved stargazing from his balcony, often lost in the vastness of the cosmos. One night, his wife reminded him, "We are made of stardust too." Edward was moved by this, deciding to cherish those around him, like stars in the night sky. He hoped to be a small but steady light in others' lives. Memories are the flowers of life. Grace, looking through an old album, was lost in memories. Her son asked, "What are memories for?" Grace smiled, saying, "They're the flowers of life." Inspired, her son went on adventures with friends, cultivating his own flowers through meaningful experiences. Time is our greatest friend and most ruthless enemy. James, working at a startup, was always in a race against time. One day, a colleague remarked, "Time can be your friend." Skeptical, James eventually started managing his time differently, increasing his efficiency and finding balance. Time was no longer a ruthless enemy but a friend, guiding him towards success.